Templar Assassin.
Yeah. Backline. That's great. One thing that you're getting from this TA and Weaver is a lot of minus armor.
remaining.
That rush potential is there as well.
5 seconds remaining.
Should this be XM mid lane TA? What do you think? Or safe lane?
Turn to ban.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see Erika playing TA.
But doesn't it kind of, the TA always kind of feels like it counters what Erika does on the map? Like Erika wants to be that hard one and take over all the farm and play that Wraith King, play that PL where he's just taking over everything.
10
Yeah.
And then I feel like
seconds
XM just kind of
We're gonna see some
plays hero-
headbutting in the.
Yeah, it feels like XM when he plays a hero like TA
5
just kind of
seconds
takes that away
remaining.
from him and closes out his farm.
Invictus Gaming's turn to ban.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
the thing that makes, like, I want Erika here to not pick Wraith King or one of those heroes that kind of contests with TA.
See some tempo.
Yeah, like when you go to that point, it could be a carry Weaver, as he's one of those heroes that
10
doesn't need a
seconds
ton.
remaining.
Yep.
5 seconds remaining.
For me, the only thing like if you get
Gaming's turn
can
to
go
ban.
for the Venge, yeah. It's just that IG have this lineup in which they pop their
Gaming's
spells,
turn
they
to
just jump
pick.
in, right? Meanwhile, VICI Gaming, they need to outplay that kite it a bit, which they can. You have this Spirit Breaker.
Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah. Please.
5 seconds remaining.
You guys are such haters.
Let's follow this.
Some troll, perhaps. We've seen that
Do you like that
being
troll,
picked
don't
up
they?
a bit more lately.
Has
Yeah.
Wi-Fi been playing the troll? I thought it was just God King. who's-
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, I'm just afraid of this early game versus these four heroes if you're a Medusa. You have to put IG's other four
VICI Gaming's turn
heroes
to
in
pick.
overdrive to get to that late game when Medusa is actually, well, not late game, but a mid to late game where she's. But good call, yeah.
There it is.
Let's see if VICI Gaming can pick something that will allow them to just break the wall of IG early on.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
I wouldn't mind even that Venge again, just push the tempo. Or do Weaver safe lane and then
Choose your
follow up
hero.
with maybe even an offlane, like you could pick anything. Yeah, they go the Darkseer Weaver safe lane, Darkseer Spirit Breaker. Yeah.
Okay.
You should be able to. The moment you hit that level 3, you should be able to just dive that constantly. Some Grimstroke rotation as well can happen, as you can leave the Weaver eventually on the safe lane. Yeah. You're still gonna go with IG, right? I can see that.
What hero is emo on again?
What?
Void Spirit.
Void Spirit
Yeah.
for emo? Yeah, that's it. That's good for me. I'll go for
Good
IG.
enough? That's literally the question mark one.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if it's Void Spirit or Ember Spirit or
Storm
Storm
Spirit.
Spirit, I'm probably going to go IG. So, yeah, I'm not a fool. Are you a fool, Lizard?
I'll give Ichi a chance.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll give them a chance. Like,
Alright.
it looks like one of those drafts if they can manage to win the early game.
All right.
Yeah.
Speak up.
I'll give Erica one chance.
All right. 2 for VICI, 2 for IG. Very even in the predictions, but will it even in the game? Let's find out with our casters of Cryptic and Neff.
Prepare for battle.
Thank you so much, Nomad. And yeah, you guys couldn't hear it from back here, but Neff actually called the Darkseer pick. That was pretty sick.
We're just gonna say that from now on every time a hero comes out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I actually called all 10 heroes.
Yeah. It was very nice.
But Lizard giving VC a chance here. If a man as handsome as Lizard gives you a chance, you better not disappoint.
I mean, I kind of agree with him. I actually really like the VICI Gaming draft. Black was saying the same thing. He's like, they have a great draft, but one thing we have seen, like they were saying, is teams that are on a timer, any mistake is so much more of a problem, right? As you advance into the game. So VICI will have a lot less mistakes that they're allowed to make this game.
Yep. You don't want to be drawing this out late against Medusa, against the Death Prophet and Emo on this Void Spirit. I mean, the man is goated on any Spirit hero, so I'm a wee bit worried about that one. We'll see if you can pull far enough ahead fast enough on this Templar Assassin so it doesn't go late, so you're able to burst these heroes down. I mean, you're decent against the Bane, being able to jump the backline and blow him up so quickly. But again, you're not going to scale the late as well as this other lineup here.
See, Darkseer, Grimstroke, Spirit Breaker, it's just so disgusting. Like those heroes in the same team is so scary. Jama gonna commit pretty heavily to get this rune, but Irvin instead gets first blooded by Emo. Okay, that's not a fantastic start here for VICI Gaming.
I mean, what do you expect? A lot of damage coming out from these heroes. He ended up going either the Remnant, unfortunately, but you usually end up going for that one anyways. You're able to either deny range creep or secure a last on a creep with that one. So with that advantage, Emo is going to be even scarier here, and
yeah, it's going to be a very fast bottle. 30 seconds, it's already on the courier on its way here. So I like XM going Melt Strike here, putting out a lot of damage into Emo while he doesn't have the Resonant Pulse. So he can't, absorb all that extra physical damage like he normally would.
So right now, you realize he's going to be forced to trade here. If Emo ends up going first item bottle, he's not going to be able to send himself out of salve, and he's not going to be back up to full HP even after committing 3 bottle charges. So XM playing this about as well as he can. Unfortunately, the wave is going to push into the tower, and Emo has gotten level 2 at a reasonable time, so it's not like you can completely body this lane. We'll look elsewhere. See down the bottom lane, Erica playing the Weaver here, position 1. It's been a little while since we've seen Weaver 1.
It is, yeah. And they were talking about this on the panel too. Like they could just flex this to a position 1 and play the Weaver, in something we don't see all that often. It's almost exclusively played in the support right now just because of how good Swarm is, but it's still not a bad carry.
Yeah, it's not a bad carry. It doesn't feel good playing at position 1 against the Bane, unfortunately. You're such an evasive
mid
hero.
lane. XM falling very low, but stays alive thanks to the Meld Strike. Emo did not have detection, so he's just gonna bottle back up. Very close, so he almost died. Almost died.
He was never worried on that one. TA has this. But I can go back into the matchup between like the Bane and the Weaver here. When you're such a mobile hero on position 1, a Fiend's Grip just completely ruins you. If you're the core, you're not going to be able to drop your Aghanim Scepter ultimate, that time lapse on one of your allies to reset a team fight and force that Fiend's Grip off. But thankfully, your position 2, the Templar Assassin, outputs a lot of damage as well. So if they overcommit onto you on this Weaver, well, you'd be able to pick up the slack here on the TA. So, not crazy about the Weaver position 1 here, but the TA should make up for it, as we usually see. It's not really like your position 1 plays position 1 when you have a Templar on your team.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you end up going that like
kind of side
hybrid,
character.
Yeah, TA is always the
protagonist.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
No problem, buddy.
But yeah, this offlane, I mean, you have Spirit Breaker Darkseer. It's incredibly difficult to deal with. Bane, if he's ever too far out of position, can definitely just get chased down by these heroes. Nightmare is only going to stop one of them from staying on top of you, and Surge, it's pretty easy. So
Unfortunately for Emo, there's not a ton of heroes to jump on the backline. You can burst down the Weaver. You know, if he doesn't get any stat items early on, you might be forced to build something like a Dragon Lance at the beginning of the game. Just not get bursted down if Emo gets himself an early Orchid or Aghanim Scepter. Grimstroke, he's going to have a tough game against Emo, but that's pretty much it. Outside of that, everyone's pretty tanky, and that never feels good when you're playing a Spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to be able to pick off heroes pretty often, and
by yourself, ideally.
Especially on like the early game, right? You get level 6, you get your 2 Astral Step charges, you want to be able to go kill a support or something, but not going to be as easy.
Yeah, you'll need a good rune to be able to do it, or, you know, potential follow-up from Tusk. Tusk could easily secure a kill with you, just by dropping any of his abilities if you make a rotation on the Void Spirit.
But right now, CS pretty even in the mid lane, 20-4, 20-2. Medusa and Darkseer pretty much tied top. It's really just this off lane JT struggling a little bit here on the Death Prophet, as the Weaver's having a pretty fantastic time. So a little bit of a good start here for VICI Gaming.
But that's what Weaver does. He wins lanes, whether he's playing position 1 or 4, and once in a while 5.
Yeah, we saw position 5 earlier today.
Yeah. You have to be careful with how far forward you go into Frisk and JT here, but you know, you have Sakuchi to get away, so that slow coming out from the tag team isn't going to do anything to the Weaver if he Sakuchi's away.
You also have Inkswell as well, right? So if they try to engage onto the Weaver with like that tag team, you always have
You don't want them to get that double stun off so that they can turn things around and potentially kill one of you. Not much happening down in the bottom lane either, and I imagine...
Ooh, finally hearing a charge as Irving getting really aggressive behind the tier 1 top. Ollie with the brain sap, but he gets bashed, and now Fly in a bad position, does get the stick. He's going to be able to survive because of that. Does trade 1 for 1, ends up being pretty good for the side of IEG, taking the Darkseer for the Bane.
Yep, after you lose the Bane as well, so all that XP and gold going the way of Fly. Didn't have to split that one with his support. I'm more than happy about that. And again, as long as Medusa gets farm, as long as you're not able to blow her up, at like this early mid phase of the game, they'll be able to draw this one out late. And that's their goal here on IG, as our very smart and handsome panel talked about.
That is exactly what they talked about, yeah. Net worth-wise, starting it out, not that surprising that we're seeing Void Spirit add thanks to but there's going to be the Inks as well. Nice dodge there. With the snowball, we'll keep them alive. You still have bugs to deal with here, though.
Yeah, but you're missing a lot of armor right now on the Death Prophet. You can have enemy auto attacks.
Oh my gosh, he just chases him down and gets the kill. Frisk had to try and offer a little bit of assistance to try and take the bug off, but it wasn't fast enough.
No. Thankfully, they didn't dive there with the Weaver. He's still sitting on 10 wand charges, so he would have been able to turn that one around on them and find a kill. But the DP going down, that's no good. You don't want this Weaver to have a strong early game.
This is one of those things, right? The Inkswell with Grimstroke Weaver, typically you see that like break down after the lane stage because they very rarely lane together. But now, since you're on that one position Weaver, you have it available right away.
No, but he countered that one out. I mean, he just snowballed. Stun wasn't an issue. They get out of that one, but the bugs were on them for a little bit too long. I think they need to take those off pretty quickly there so they wouldn't do so much burst. Nice find there by VICI Gaming.
Yeah, anytime you see the Inkswell and the Weaver, you're just like, all right, well, we have to snowball. We don't have a choice. Like, you're just forcing the enemy hand here, and that's what's kind of nice about it.
Well, we're 6 minutes in. Supports are going to start to rotate a little bit more as we close to the 7-8 minute mark. One thing you keep in mind if you're on the side of VICI is, you know, being able to clear out or block the jungle camps that IG are going to try to stack. I'm honestly surprised that Bane and Tusk are still playing so close to their safe cores inside their lanes. I think right now they need to be making stacks for this Medusa.
Well, speaking of the Medusa, charge coming through from the Spirit Breaker, going to connect on the side. Doesn't have a ton of mana, but going to get a lot back from that Mystic Snake. Nice Nightmare to make, you know, Space Cow take a little bit of a nap.
I suppose that's the reason why. I stand corrected instantly. If he's not there, the Medusa really does struggle, so they keep being there for now.
And she's doing fine in the lane, right? Darkseer is a hero that just kind of shoves the lane. She's able to CS under the tower. And unless she gets, you know, caught out of position, she should be okay. Darkseer is farming, though.
As for the bottom lane, unfortunately, if you walk away on Tusk, you don't have that snowball save for if Weaver gets on top of you with that. Well,
Inkswell, yes. I was like, I don't know where you're going here.
Just in the green room between games, like, yeah, Grimstroke's a new hero. It's fine if I don't remember what everything's called. It's
He's
like
just
5
been
years
Dota
old.
for like several years now. It's fine. Top lane Emo with his first rotation. Astral Step does connect onto the Spirit Breaker here. A second one as well. Remnant off the mark, but definitely no chance of surviving as Fly is going to find that kill. So more gold going the way of this Medusa.
It's very obvious that he's to turn things around. You're forced out of the mid lane. Unfortunately, XM isn't able to take advantage of this one. He's not farming anything up. He just did a quick clear out of his Ancients and walks back to the mid tower. So no punish there, and they do find the kill onto the Spirit Breaker. We'll find a double damage rune though. It's possible that XM wants to invade the enemy triangle with this one. I mean, you'd be able to clear out the stacks fairly quickly, but you do need your team to come with you. So I think as SB arrives.
Nice D-ward there. Oh my gosh, they've actually blocked both of the Ancient and hard camps there in the jungle.
That's exactly what they need to do, both teams.
Very nice. Inkswell on top of Jama. They've made a rotation bottom as they find themselves a kill there onto the Tuz. Nice Nightmare from Ollie. JT here, but no Exorcism means there's no chance you're killing this Weaver.
Mysterious.
He's gonna find some stacks himself. Like, oh, nice. Throw out the bugs. Jama should be able to charge through these in a moment, help clean that up. XM pumps that DD mid. Gonna start working on the tier 1 tower. So they have to basically decide which objective they want to defend, the stacks or the mid tower.
No, the mid tower much more valuable. I was going over some of PSG LGD's games yesterday, and they would just straight up commit like boat and snap by ult in order to defend buildings.
Absolutely. Oh, nice silence. Inkswell onto the Weaver's gonna catch the Bane, and he is all alone on the backside. Will fall now. Looking mid though, you found XM inside the shard, but a charge through from Jama will connect, but he gets the snowball, trying to buy a little bit of space. DP in from Fly, pops the Stonegaze Evo, double Astral Step on through, but they don't have the damage. They just walk away here on the side of VICI Gaming.
Goes mode pig in order to get out of that one. Very nice.
Yeah, mode pig, a little bit BM item sometimes, honestly, in my opinion. I love it.
Yeah.
Kill someone, go mode pig, run in a circle.
Yeah, they turned that one around pretty well. The charge wouldn't have connected anyways, even without that snowball save, as they ended up dropping an Aether Remnant there on Emo, and Spirit Breaker's charge was interrupted, but still a nice response there from IG. Defending the mid tower, knowing how important that objective is.
Well, he was charging through to the Tusk, but still managed to actually click Emo before the Remnant hit him. So he still bonked Emo for a moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, it wasn't going to go all the way through.
And then those were the people that they were going to be able to kill if they killed any.
And you're like, Dragonlance coming out soon. Charge bottom lane from Jama into the Nether Strike with Erica here on the Weaver. There's no chance. Another kill going the way of VICI Gaming.
Yeah.
Is under attack.
Unfortunately, that's just how it's going to be if you put the Death Prophet by yourself in the bottom lane. Erica +1 is always going to be able to run her down if you don't commit any teleports, and they couldn't yet. Bane still doesn't have his Fiend's Grip available.
Another charge somewhere. It looks like it's top lane here onto Emo. They are going to scout this, obviously, as he's running right through the mid lane. Roche going to bash him? Not today. Okay.
Yeah, and there's the cancel for the charge. He does want to go underneath that tier 1.
Yeah, without Nether Strike either. It's very difficult.
Yep. They did get the D wards off on their camps on the side of VC, but still, the fact that they're committing so many heroes up in the top lane, Medusa is just elsewhere at the moment. It's a bit of a waste of time by VC.
Charge, Inkswell, stun, silence on top of the Void Spirit. Snowball will end up pulling Emo back in, but Frisk gonna pay for this one with his own life. Really well played there. Nice save from him, keeping the Void Spirits. He does also have a regen rune, so Emo, he can come back into the fight here in just a moment if he likes. Oh, Inkswell catches Ollie. Another charge in from the Spirit Breaker, and this Ion Shell is doing work. Erica with the chase here underneath the tower. They get themselves a second.
Yeah, that snowball didn't do much, honestly. That was the Nightmare coming out from Bane. It ends up buying enough time to stop the chain CC. Tusk did pull him in for a fraction of a second, but originally he was too far away while that Void Spirit was stunned in order to grab him. So, Bane there with the save. He does pay for it with his life, but at the very least, you get your Void Spirit out of there.
Yeah, lose 2 and a tower though. I mean, VICI Gaming looking very good, pushing the tempo of this game, and that's what we talked about. VICI Gaming is the one on a timer here, and they have to be the ones to basically close this game out before IG get online.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Exorcism bottom should make quick work of the tower. Fly cleaning up the triangle as we speak.
Yeah, they've got vision of this one on the Radiant. They can see Fly there, but just a single stack, so they don't want to commit too many resources up in there. Instead, they're turning their eyes on this mid-tier 1. looking to trade this for their bottom tier one.
Dire's top tower is under
The Falcon
attack.
Blade on
Radiant's
Death Prompt, we
bottom
see every
tower
once in a while.
has
Not a
fallen.
bad item.
Double damage.
XM with another DD rune here. We'll be able to just grab the tower.
Dire's middle tower has been
Fly. Spicy deny there. Charge on over. Catches the Bane before the Nightmare can come through. There's going to be the Inkswell as well. Night is Tusk. Snowball. Soulbind, though, holds them both down. Nether Strike will connect onto the Bane. But now you're going pretty far into the triangle, and Flyfly will be forced to drop that Stone Gaze. Good shard block here onto XM as Emo trying to wrap around. You still have the Weaver here to help him out, but he is all alone on the TA. Inkswell onto Erica. It's going to go down before it can do anything, and now JT on the run. Stroke of Fate off the mark.
I can't quite finish him off. Oh my, he canceled one of his auto attacks as well. I think he might have been able to finish off JT. It would have been very close. I'm not sure. He does go down though. They lose all those heroes trying to invade the triangle. It's difficult to fight into this Medusa when she's standing her ground. And yes, you managed to take out the Bane first, but it didn't matter. You committed all those resources onto him, and you know what? He's level 5. This guy is level 5. You were afraid of a Fiend's Grip that was never coming.
Yeah, not to mention that, but you just get silenced up here on the Weaver, and your game feels so sad. So JT hitting him with that silence, making sure that this Weaver has no escape plan.
We're 13 minutes in, he hasn't activated his book yet. Because he hasn't been able to use the Fiend's Grip, and so he doesn't put the extra level in so they don't get any extra XP or gold for the kills onto him. That is some serious min-max stuff right there.
He's like, yeah, at some point I'll be able to use this.
Yeah. That one is very funny to me. Alright, Maelstrom completed on the Weaver, so he'll be able to push lanes a little bit more efficiently. And again, he's not the hero that's going to be most farm in this game. Templar Assassin is your real position 1.
Absolutely. Of course, as this game goes on, though, the Grimstrokes combo becomes a little bit scarier, right? You have Wall with the Soulbind. Obviously, that is pretty scary. Being stuck inside there. Obviously, Inkswell doing a lot of work for their heroes this game, too, so.
Backing out the Inkswell first. I mean, you've got a Weaver into Spearbreaker.
Jama bottom lane gets found for the moment. Remnant does connect. He still has the charge. Will drop it. Emo does not have the damage to finish it off. In top lane, they grab the Fiend's Grip, finally coming out onto Irving. Silence might buy him a little bit of space, but being chased down here by JT into the trees. Spirits will hunt him down anyway.
Let me acquaint you with your
That Windlace, Exorcism, Power Tread, you're just a little bit too quick here in the Death Prophet, so even with that surge, there's no getting away. Yo, down there, and that's your first Fiend's Grip of the game.
On his way to a Yule Scepter, almost has it. Courier on the way to the secret shop right now. And he just got 2 cores farming triangles on repeat, right? You got the Medusa for the Dire, you have Templar Assassin here for the Radiant. Both just trying to get to their next big item. It's gonna be the Desolator here for XM. For Medusa, what, you think Manta style?
Yes. Wait, on XM?
No, for Dusa.
For Dusa?
Yep, there it is, Manta style. Man, it's too easy.
Interesting. What's Manta Style doing for you this game? I don't think it does anything amazing.
Doesn't it get rid of the Phantom's Embrace?
Well, yeah, but that's about it. I mean, you can attack the bugs anyway with split shot and be fine. I don't know. I'm sure it's good. I guess they just want to grab that as a farming item on the Medusa instead of going for other things. You're able to push lanes fairly safely as well. You're playing against a Spirit Breaker. That could be the reasoning for it.
Speaking of Spirit Breaker, Ollie. You might regret this one only gets an Invis rune, so maybe not. Do you have a Sentry? They do. Inkswell in from the Grimstroke. Nice shards, but just off the mark. They'll take down the Bane, and now Roshan an option here for the side of VICI Gaming as XM is here, going to have the double meld. Plus the Desolator. This is as good a timing as you're going to get.
They don't want to give this one up though. They've got Stone Gaze available. They're smoking up. They're going to go in this one. You can do a lot of damage here on Emo.
You have an Axe Darkseer though. They've got everything they need. The Remnant comes in. They try to jump, but there it is. The big wall on top of 2. Spirit Breaker is going to fall first. Then going to be the Tusk. Fly pops that Stone Gaze, trying to run on out of here. But how do you fight into this wall?
You don't. That's the neat part.
I mean, you just get vacuumed back in. You got Darkseer with these Ion Shells.
Wall's going to expire by the time he's got another vacuum available, so he's not going to be able to pull him back into this wall, but at the very least, both teams are going to struggle to fight around the pit here. This was half the logic behind the Darkseer pick, though. You see the Medusa, suddenly Vac Wall becomes
All right, they smoke up a second time. They get the scan up onto the high ground. So IG's just gonna try and steal it themselves. They go right into the pit. They ping, but they have a charge coming out onto Fly. Fly bashed up for the moment. XM jumps on in. Bugs do connect. They vacuum 3 outside. There's charge in from Jama with the Inkswell. They get Medusa, but Emo gets the kill on Roach, but it's sniped by Erica. Ollie Fiend's Grip, but it's instantly canceled, falling one by one. Fly inside the pit, no mana left. They get a double kill for XM.
They got the silence off on a 2 from the Death Prophet outside the pit, and they felt confident to be able to take that fight, but they turned that one around. The snatch of the Aegis by the Weaver, just beautiful. Just like that, they're forced to disengage, and for this next team fight, they're not going to have exorcisms. And Jalma, he feels so confident. He's just going for. Oh, come on.
I mean, he got vision of another target here anyway, right? So Tusk, Snowball's going to come through, but instantly killed by the double ion shell.
Yeah, this Darkseer is putting in a lot of work this game. That was an amazing last pick. With the heroes that you already have as well, the Weaver, the Spirit Breaker, running people down is just so easy with this. Now, quick work of this mid. Well, I think they'd be forced to back up.
They've still got Aegis, but they're running low on resources, right? Irving, not a ton of mana. XM falling low as well. Yeah. You might just see Spirit Breaker walk base and charge out.
I think they're going to wait until Templar Assassin finishes up this BKB right now. Doing the last component for it.
Dude, getting the Aegis there on Erica is huge. I'm not sure if because Evo went in, he got the kill onto Roche and was just kind of standing there. So I'm wondering if he was just out of slots because he could have got it. He had the first shot on the Aegis over the Weaver for sure. So he might have just not had a main slot open at the time, which is very unlucky, right?
Yeah. Wards placed. Interesting stat to pull up here. Just passing the wards over mid lane so they're able to clean things up. 19 on the Grimstroke, 19 on the Bane.
First time we've seen the Templar Assassin take the top network. Probably not for super long. I mean, Medusa probably just going to go back and forth with her, but being as farmed as she is on the Templar Assassin, like you said, playing the core from the mid lane. You have Erica, though, who's really not that far behind on the Weaver, and with this Aegis, allowing him to play a lot more aggressive.
I mean, they're looking to close this game out pretty quickly. They're going for the BKB because the Templar Assassin wants to start pressuring the high ground. You don't want to be taking this late.
Dire's middle tower
Good as the Darkseer is against the Medusa, you are going to struggle against Emo on his Void Spirit and with Medusa in the ultra late game. Your heroes just aren't going to scale as well.
Triple null tally Darkseer. That is a sick build. Bottom lane getting ready to push the tier 2. Darkseer is already set up for this, so they could start a charge and make their rotation down here. Irving does need to be a little careful. He's going to get scouted by Frisk. Shards are there. They see the TP in as well, so looks like that will be enough to push IG away.
Yeah, they're getting back. Don't want to force this one. They'll move it in the triangle and hold that for a little bit, and I think they'll continue to hold the jungle here on VC. Irving really wants his Blink Dagger before they go up to pressure high ground. That way they're able to stand all behind this Templar Assassin when she's got the BKB. The moment they commit onto her, Darkseer blinks in. He's got it now. Disassembled that Dragonlance. But yeah, this next team fight's essentially going to be decided by Irving here on the Darkseer. He's going to jump in as soon as they jump the Templar Assassin. She'll get the chance to pop her BKB, and the Vac wall will just absolutely destroy the entirety of IG.
I'm curious how close this Grimstroke is to going for the shard, because it is a very good shard game. Because one of those things that we were talking about is you kind of just send a hero in with Inkswell, and if they get controlled up, you have the hard dispel. Yep. Jama going to scout the rotation here from IG, does have charge. Kind of maybe baiting out some spells here, but there is a Yules. That's going to purge the Bulldoze, and he's the one in trouble to go right into the Fiend's Grip. There's going to be a kill onto the Spirit Breaker. Mid lane. Weaver tries to get aggressive here. Not going to find anyone, though.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They get a kill for nothing, but putting the pressure on the top tier 2. I think they'll take this one, move over to Outpost, and then just control IG's majority of their map.
They actually don't have Fort, so this is a very, very important tower if they can get it.
And they will.
And it's gone. So now to the high ground we go. Actually, probably not yet. Your Aegis doesn't have a lot of time left on it. They probably are just going to farm the rest of this one out, take maybe more towers. They have the Outpost advantage now. Is that it? Is that the next window here for VICI Gaming is going to be potentially second Roshan? Or do they go now? They go now?
Yeah.
They just smoke up. XM with a haste rune about to expire, but again with a BKB.
the only thing they were waiting for is the Blink Dagger on this Darks here. They have this one completed that is going to run straight into them. I don't think IG would be able to take a fight. Most important thing to watch is Xiaoma.
Good scan.
Are scanning.
Really good scan. They actually scan each other. They know exactly where they are. Medusa might be a little bit worried as Erica comes in. Fly gets a Stone Gate stunned up inside the wall, though. Now going to get silenced as well. You don't have anywhere to go on this Medusa. Just constantly bashed up by Jama. Ollie on the high ground cuts his losses. Says, you're all alone, buddy. I'm out. Yeah. And another charge coming through. They don't stop. There's no way you can connect on this one, right? That is too deep.
It depends. No? Yes, you can.
Okay.
I thought they would have been able to do that one. But, oh, no, you still don't have Blink Dagger on Templar Assassin.
Yeah, she went for the BKB Deso Dragonlance. So, outranging tier 2 towers. Black's favorite mechanic in Dota 2. He actually tells me this very regularly. He says he likes it more than any other mechanic in Dota.
The fact that you can outrange towers? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That makes sense. The man loves things like that. Especially as an anti-mage player. Alright, bottom lane. They're going to take this tier 1 tower. I mean, this will refresh the fortification. So I don't imagine that they're going to go or attempt to go high ground here. Instead, they're probably going to take maybe this tier 2 and then move back into the Roshan pit or around the pit, get the Aegis, and then
Radiant's middle tower
look to close out the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they just want to get the second fort down. There's no way to refresh it now. So they're actually going to smoke up here on IG. They know there's no Aegis available, but you are fighting into the vision advantage here that IG have. They have 2 good defensive wards here placed, scouting this exact rotation.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Looks like VICI Gaming will just back off entirely. Ollie drops a nice ward, does get vision of XM for the moment. It is a scary hero to initiate on, though. You have the BKB, and I don't know if you have the burst damage.
It's the ideal hero to initiate on. You want to be able to jump him and then get the Fiend's Grip off onto the Templar Assassin. She's the majority of your damage. But if you don't see the Spirit Breaker, your charge is your Fiend's Grip is going to get interrupted the moment he gets on top of you, because that is Jauma's goal. Charge Bane.
Erica doing very well here on the Weaver as well. The Maelstrom Dragonlance BKB, very similar. Or pretty much an expected build here on the Weaver, and then queuing up, I think it was an Eye of Scotty, which fantastic game for that against the Death Prophet as well as the Medusa. Yeah. Eye of Scotty almost done on Fly as well. Some really big items picked up. Jama now has the Shadow Blade. 4,000 gold lead for VICI Gaming. It honestly feels like more. Ooh, emo.
He knows. He's good. His Dota senses were tingling there, and he managed to get himself out.
He pressed the charge button too. You saw the Spirit Breaker stop for a moment, just didn't get the charge animation off. Okay, he's almost got an axe too. Not too far away.
Yep, just needs another 700 gold. Unfortunately, VC controlled the majority of the area around the pit. If you have another, 2 minutes here before Roshan respawns, Emo is able to finish up the eggs. These team fights become a lot easier. If it's an instant respawn, then this does favor VC quite a bit. He's got a full minute, alright. So, this next team fight, you will have Egnum Scepter to work with on the Void Spirit. Unfortunately, you still won't have the Blink Dagger on the Tusk. He's 700 gold away, and I don't think he's going to be able to grab that.
I really like JT's itemization here. The Yules, the Ghost Scepter, now the Halberd, just trying to give himself some survivability against these high right-click damage cores here on the side of VICI Gaming. Yeah, I feel like you still need a BKB though. I feel like this is a game where you're gonna have to get one eventually. And Charge, they managed to find Emo. Is the burst damage there? They've got the punch. He goes down that fast. Irving just got the shard delivered too.
He just slowly moving all over the place there with the Greater Bash, the Nether Strike, the Vacuum, the normal punch.
Dude, that is brutal. He's just like floating around at the enemy's mercy.
Yeah. They chain those ones up nicely. I imagine Emo's next item.
You got to get a Lincoln's this game.
Lincoln.
You've got to get an Aeon. Like Lincoln's or Aeon disc have to be it, right?
Yeah, Lincoln's is pretty important, and unfortunately, the rest of his team, I don't think he's going to be able to afford to buy that one for him. Could make some sick plays, saving the Medusa with the Lincoln Sphere as well. That's got to be his next objective.
The amount of minus armor this VICI Gaming lineup has now in the form of this Weaver and TA is just so scary. Roshan, number 2, is going to respawn. We said this was pretty much going to be the timing that they're looking for here on VICI Gaming. IG, they have to know that this is happening.
I thought this was a good timing for IG, to be honest, but it ended up coming up just slightly short. I don't think the Blink Dagger done on Tusk.
Just too fast, too much damage. They're going to get the Aegis and the Shard on the TA, so more traps, more vision from the traps, as well as the silence. A very good ability. Great at interrupting Fiend's grip if she's not the one that's being gripped.
Yep. Or if you manage to get it down before he grips you. There's the Aghanim Scepter completed, but yeah, unfortunately because of that death on the Void Spirit, there was no way they could be able to take that fight inside the Roche Pit. And then being slightly... Oh god, he ended up buying out drums on Tusk. Alright, that's interesting. This item has gotten more popular all of a sudden.
Charging Jama is going to find Emo. They did see him for the moment. Silence up Walrus Punch. They just punish the overextension.
That was super sick by Emo. Like, the moment he's in range with that Resident Pulse, he ends up getting him with the silence.
Yeah,
what a gamer.
Nice.
What a gamer. Unfortunately, it doesn't help you at all with the Templar Assassin, who is still terrifying. 9-second BKB. It'll kill most of these heroes in like 2-3 auto attacks, and now going for that Daedalus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Once that one's done, I think everyone just melts, even the Medusa.
Radiant's middle tower is
gotta
under
get-
attack.
Gotta get a butterfly at some point.
Erica, caught by the Dust Bottom, does have the BKB, will drop it. They drop a Fiend's Grip right away. Instead, Irving, the big back wall into the cancel. They trap him down. They get to in the response. Fly here. There comes the Exorcism from JT. And they actually fight into this wall, though, is the question. Trying to get out on the Grimstroke. He will just get ran down. Exorcism, plenty of damage. Blink on over. Irving with the normal punch catches onto the Medusa. In comes to XM as well. Going to be forced to pop that Stone Gaze and Emo. Velvet JT will take down the Darkseer. So a 2-for-2 ends up being pretty dang good for IG.
Yeah. I mean, you find the Darkseer, who is fairly farmed this game, so hitting him is definitely a big kill, but that was the physical damage coming out there with that Stone Gaze. This is what I think it was Black or Liz, both of them talked about this one. The fact that you've got Exorcism, when your Stone Gaze, it just does so much more physical damage onto them. That's how spirits work. So, blew up the Darkseer incredibly quickly. And they waste a little bit more time with this Aegis. And
Vision on the JT charge does come through. The snowball will save him for the moment. The rest of the team comes in, but a nice nightmare from Ollie. They find the Templar Assassin. She's got an Aegis, but her whole team nowhere to be found.
They can't save her.
Remnants there, gonna hold her right in place, and oh boy, that is a big problem for VICI Gaming.
Yeah, you lose the Aegis for nothing. They stall out the game. Now with advantage now diminished to 4,000 only for the side of VC, and the later this goes, the more it does favor IG. Not good at all. JT getting closer to this Shiva's guard as well, so now getting some items of their own that are gonna help them take the fights into VC. Maybe rethinking his Daedalus slightly on a Templar Assassin to go dig down like that one, or maybe they just blame themselves on some poor positioning there. Definitely too spread out.
Yeah, I mean, your Weaver was showing bottom on the wave, right? And then you just go aggressively onto that outpost. Didn't end up panning out too well for them as they're going to lose the top tier 1. Gives them the fort again, but they really mind too much here on the side of IG. They still have 30 seconds before this TA is up. Gonna try and force the fortification here potentially on this tier 2 tower.
Yeah, you get so much map control, the TA is dead. Just all the damage on your team right now coming up from the TA. You got an Ive Scotty on Weaver, so he's a little bit more tanky, but yeah, without that burst coming from Templar Assassin, you don't kill anybody fast enough to like get around the Tusk save or Medusa just being able to walk away.
Yeah, if they actually get the tower, Catapult will make quick work. Okay, they do end up forting it, it looks like, but
tower is under attack.
still don't know if it's gonna survive as the Medusa still has illusions clicking it yet, and she will get it.
Has fallen.
Very nice, your tier 2 taken, so outposts now open up and game swung back even.
They did say, you know, IG, they can take this late, look pretty good in VICI Gaming. That timer starting to run out.
I mean, as strong as Medusa is and will get, you always have to keep in mind that Medusa also belongs to VC Gaming.
Yes, in the form of the Darkseer.
In the form of the Darkseer, in the form of the Grimstroke.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't forget about Dark Portrait, can do a lot of damage with that one, so fighting multiple copies of Fly. Maybe that's the reason why he didn't end up going Butterfly. I was questioning his build a little bit earlier.
Charge on through, Frisk. Gonna get caught as well as Emo. Xiaoma, he's pretty far forward on himself. There's the Yule set up here from Emo, and Spirit Breaker getting sold for the moment, but he's just dead once again. Soulbind onto 2, holding down this Void Spirit, allowing them to find the kill. The Medusa has an illusion on the backside of this wall. She needs to be careful. It's starting to kill her own team.
Ollie's just going to die.
Falls, Erica chases him down, and now the Medusa illusion is just crushing these heroes. Fly, you done goof, buddy. He's gonna have to BKB TP on home.
The normal punch ended up coming out at the very end, but now they realize what a big problem Medusa is, not for the enemy team, but for themselves.
I mean, you couldn't get away from that wall, and the Bane, the Tusk, they just tried to help him out and ended up dying instead.
Yeah, look at that damage coming out in that team fight. Yeah, it definitely didn't show the damage coming out from the illusion on the Darkseer. 453 just is not right. But that illusion coming up from Medusa, the Eye of Scotty really all they need, and at this point I think you go, okay, well I can't go Butterfly, I need to be stronger, but what the hell do I build? I think it's just got to be damage items on Medusa, Daedalus or things like Divine Rapier that illusions don't get the bonuses of.
Yeah, I know I said the timer was running, you know, starting to run out. I didn't say it was out, of course, I'm just protecting
It was over
myself.
for VC's heroes, but not, you know, their hero Medusa.
Yes, of course, the Medusa hero is just starting.
Yeah.
Beautiful finds there in the triangles. They get themselves the first lane of barracks. Now a 9,000 gold lead, a huge buff to their position in this game.
Yeah.
Medusa's going Axe. That is a way to deal with the illusions.
No, it doesn't kill them instantly anymore.
It just stone gazes them.
Yeah,
though,
it stone
right?
gazes them, which, you know, is going to do a lot. And again, going back to the point that our panel made, when you have, you know, tag team damage, when you have split shot coming out and exorcism, it really does add up. So a lot of damage going to be coming out thanks to that Aghanim Scepter. I think this is one of the better things that they could have gone, is they know, okay, well, we go Butterfly, I power up the illusions, my team dies faster. This is basically it.
Yeah, it'll be nice. Being able is like, if you get caught in a vacuum, just throw out the snake, freeze up all the illusions, and just kill them.
Yeah. Or you try to walk out first, though. Please try to walk out first.
True. Yeah.
A little bit concerned about normal punch and whatnot coming out onto the Medusa as well, but very clear they're aware of these problems and working on solutions.
Do you think Grimstroke's gonna go Axe this game? Is it a thing that you have to be concerned about?
Of course. Well, why wouldn't he? If, you know, Medusa is their win condition. Okay, yeah, she's changed to a Daedalus. It had to be this or the Aghanim Scepter, right?
Yeah, you were saying just more damage is a pretty good option
going
for her.
Stat items is just no bueno.
So gets the Chrysalis first.
Sold the Maelstrom.
Still going for a Shiva's, it seems. Not a bad item.
Yep.
Still pretty far away though.
Will make it easier to deal with all these enemy heroes, even the illusions. We can slow them down.
Yeah. Attack speed aura is very strong.
Yep. Tempo Assassin just about 6 slotted, working on upgrading this Blink and then probably into a Hurricane Pike from this Dragonlance. Either that or she'll end up replacing it, which is a completely different item. But both teams now starting to set up around the pit. They have a clear advantage with the TA traps and, you know, state of the game, mid lane being pushed in naturally at this point because you've lost your axes. But
they're smoking top lane. They see the Spirit Breaker.
He's worth nothing.
Not the target that they want though, as they go into the triangle, ward, sentry jump up on the cliff. Maybe they will just settle for Spirit Breaker. Hide in the trees, pop the drums, trying to find him.
Definitely not worth it though.
He's gone though. He's already TP'd out.
And not only is he not worth going for there, but he's also just out. Nice heads up play by the SB. I might have just stayed up there and tried to push the wave in one more time. Of course died, but still.
What's the difference between you and Xiaoma here?
Fair enough.
He does have a BKB queued up, something we don't see all that often on Spirit Breaker, right? Because typically you rely on the bulldoze. But this game, we've seen a couple times. He goes in and just gets punished pretty heavily here by the Void Spirit, so.
I see bigger punishment. The Refresher Orb is completed on the Darkseer. Double wall, double vac.
Did he get he just got Refresher?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, yeah, that's scary. Nullifier being queued up for Erica as well. A very strong item on the Weaver. Gets rid of that Yules as well as the Ghost Scepter potential from JT, so he can continuously run down the Death Prophet.
Yeah. It is completed now on the Medusa.
Charge in. Emo. Silence off, but
Wall was punched to creep.
Yep, is a dominance move.
Yeah.
You know, just letting them know what will happen if they continue the chase.
Yeah. Is saying dominance move instead of power move a power move?
I don't know, Neff. But I do know that
that your goal?
VICI Gaming is smoked up right now, looking for a fight. Charge in. Inkswell as well. They find Ollie, but it gets dispelled instantly. Nice another strike onto Emo. XM already take down the Bane. Xiaoma in very deep will fall here. There's going to be the wall. Placed on top of the Medusa. She's going to have to focus down that illusion of herself, and will be able to do so.
1.5 mana already.
They bought back the Bane, though, so looks like VICI Gaming respect that and don't really want to go any further, but they are under a ward here.
I mean, they know that Roshan is going to respawn the next, like, minute and a half here, so they needed to be able to take a fight, but unfortunately for them, still another 13 seconds until it respawns. They're not going to have a Spirit Breaker able to buy back, but instead of even trying to control the pit, this is a super smart move.
Yeah,
they're just going to push them into their racks. They don't want to lose 2 sets, so they got to start moving heroes back. And then once 1 or 2 heroes shows, they're going to be able to take a fight in the Roche pit.
Yeah, this is really smart. They can't contest the Roche 4v5, so
they should just walk up high ground.
No,
they force the Void Spirit back, and they slid on the Roche.
Under attack.
A little bit.
Are scared.
Pack Team Medusa with a free Aghanim Scepter. We said, you know, Fly would love this item, and
they saw it.
Now he gets it for free, I think.
This was almost such a sick play. They forced Emo back, but then Emo just moved right back, just in case the heroes on VC are going to position to take a team fight. But they didn't react fast enough to them taking that Roshan after Emo ended up splitting up from the team.
Ag's Blessing as well as the Aghanim Scepter for the Medusa. It doesn't get much better than that. Or, sorry, the Aegis. I don't know why I said Aghanim Scepter.
Same thing. Both game-winning items.
Timeless Relic there for the Darkseer. That's a pretty dang good one.
Yep. Witchbane on the Weaver. Super good against Medusa. Also deals with the Silent, or gives you a soft Dispel. So he deals with Silences pretty well. So potentially counter out the Void Spirit.
All right, only a 3,000 gold lead now. VICI Gaming losing their lead here quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's gonna matter, man. The Aghanim Scepter's done in a Grimstroke. He's got Aether Lens as well.
Oh god, he does.
Yeah, they're just gonna have like 3 Medusas and you have 1. You can itemize as best you can on Medusa in order to like limit how strong the illusions get. But they played this very well on VC.
I'm really excited to see this fight. We're gonna get it here fairly soon, looking to push the bottom lane here. IG do get a nice ward up on the high ground.
Bane dies, he's not gonna have buyback.
They do see Erica.
But it's all about getting initiation off on this Medusa and having like a general idea where the rest of the team is, because as long as you jump her, you create those illusions. Invictus Gaming heroes can't enter the fight. Alternatively, oh, okay, this is what she's doing. She's just keeping Split Shot deactivated as often as she can. Is she gonna deactivate it again as soon as she walks? Alright, never mind. I'm just talking shit. Oh yeah, she is doing this. I think she's just gonna keep it deactivated as often as she can so the illusions don't get it. Yeah, activated.
Plenty of time for IG still on this Aegis, so they want to try and push the high ground they could, but they still are so worried about this defense here from VICI Gaming. Like, you've got so many tools to pull these heroes out of position. Medusa, only level 22, doesn't have the level 25 talent. That's a big one for her, of course.
Yep. Next order of business, I think, is Templar Assassin getting an Aghanim Scepter in order to move around the map very quickly. If they're going to be grouped up as 5 around this Medusa, we either force a team fight and, you know...
Erica going in, they get the Inkswell, will stun her up, her illusion doing work as well. Takes a huge vacuum onto the backside into another charge, but is the damage there? They've got to chase them down. They're trying to get out. Nice, another strike onto Frizz. Fly is out of mana completely. Gonna lose the first Aegis. They've got another wall. Is Irving gonna use it? Vacuum does connect. Normal punch there onto the Void Spirit. The charge through doesn't even connect. He goes down before he can do anything. Fly still stuck in the center of this fight. Pops his Stone Gauge. Trying to disengage, but there's gonna be the second wall. Fly's got to be careful. Can't fight into it, but they're able to isolate the TA here. And XM will go down. They're being chased here for lore on the high ground. The Bane gonna regret that one. But JT, maybe he can take down the Darkseer here. The assistance from Evo. Should drop right down into that Remnant. They get themselves a second kill.
Yeah, second wall didn't end up doing that much there. He tried to commit for that one of the Darks here, but nice response there from IG. He had a buyback there on Emo, but off of this one, you're going to be able to push high ground, and they're not wasting any time. 70 seconds down on both the Templar Assassin and the Darks.
Well, charge.
Buyback available.
Going for JT with the nullifier play, just bashed up. He's dead right away. Another strike out from Jama. The normal punch as well, dude. They've just done it. Double kill for Erica. Now, if you were saying,
I was saying they're going to try to go high ground here, but they have the buybacks available. They just turn that one around under immediately, and they always have more illusions of this Medusa.
Yeah, it really is. The Grimstroke, Dark Portrait, the normal punch from the Darkseer.
Here's my question. Why doesn't she simply stop hitting herself?
It's a good question. I've been asking myself that since I was a child.
Alright, that's outpost controlled. Unfortunately, they couldn't find the kill up on Emo. If they'd gotten him, then they could go up to the high ground. He's going to be able to stall this one out, and he's going to do his best to try to stall this one out. Hopefully, it'll have to buy back.
I've seen this exact lineup played up against like a Luna, right? Where you see these glaives start just shredding your entire team with like a Darkseer and a Grimstroke. And Medusa kind of fills the same role here. Heading up onto the high ground, they do have pretty much everything available once this TA rejoins the fight. Erica just going to try and do what damage to the tier 3 that they can. They, of course, have that mid lane of barracks that took quite a while ago. Fortification will clear up the wave as well as the double catapult, so push can be a little bit slower.
Smoke up just on Emo.
I think he's got the ninja gear.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, I think he has ninja gear because he's done it before.
I thought I was trying to pull a sneaky play and wrap around the back line.
Boy, there's a DDTA.
Yeah. I think they've changed their mind, and XM is now calling out for them to push in now that she's got this double damage rune, but I'm not sure how confident she can be. Again, you only have a 6-second BKB, potentially get Fiend's Grip as you try to go in. Fighting into the base of IG against this Medusa is kind of difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Erica now level 26, got a ton out of that last fight.
Yeah, Nullifier.
Mjolnir completed recently now too. The XM is holding buyback, trying to get to that Swift Blink very close. Another 5-man smoke here from VICI Gaming.
Yep. The fact that they cleared out that last creep wave before they could do anything with that smoke there in on VC is a nice play. So all the lanes shoved in, and they're not going to be able to use the double damage rune.
The Medusa's going a Lincolns to stop the Dark Portrait.
I mean, it's pretty easy to cancel that. They're just going to end up committing the charge and the Spirit Breaker off on a Lincoln Sphere.
Yeah, I guess to stop Dark Portrait or charge or something, but she's picked up a Lincoln Sphere, so...
Yeah, all of your team is going to need a Lincoln Sphere. It's not an easy game right now for IG. I mean, again, this is supposed to get easier the later this game goes, and it does. But you're still threading the needle with how you can take these team fights.
Yeah, it really did look like, you know, IG had the late game lineup here, but the itemization from VICI seems to be pretty dang good, man. Seems to be pretty dang good. They will smoke up again on IG, heading bottom here. Last scan did connect in the triangle, so that's where they think they still might be, but of course they have moved on over to the other side of the jungle, so IG can try and scout this one out here. I mean, they've got to get a good jump. You have to find this Grimstroke at the start of the fight, or even the Darkseer.
Either would do. Endless Relic found on the Medusa.
I'll get that on over the Void Spirit for sure.
Yeah.
There's a very good item for him.
Dude just completed a sheep stick.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, it makes jumping the Darkseer or the Grimstroke just that much easier. If you can find Irving on the back line, you win this fight. Like,
he's got an Aeon Disc.
He does have an Aeon Disc, but you could simply sheep him instead of like pumping damage into him. And even that 3.5 seconds, like Medusa might be able to take down 1 or 2 targets in that time, and then if the Spirit Breaker and +1 is killed, then even with the vac wall combination, these illusions of Medusa, you're not doing too much.
Dude, this Weaver having that Witchbane is just so sick this game. It is unbelievably strong.
Yeah. Neutral items do be like that sometimes.
3 very high mana cores, like it is very good. Emo with the Hex does catch this Weaver to start the fight. Charge does come through, but doesn't connect. There's gonna be the wall. Ollie he's stuck here. Nether Strike does just take him out of the fight right away, and Flyfly pops that Stone Gaze trying to go down, but XM chasing for more. In comes the Ink Swell. I hear a refresher as well. Flyfly forced to BKB, trying to stand his ground, but there's going to be the wall once again. Flyfly dying to his own devices. No chance at holding his ground. 95 seconds on the sideline here for this Medusa.
The Medusa bought out. Doesn't have buyback available. That's it.
Fourth Roche is just respawned as well. They scout this one out with the trap, and this is going to be Aegis Cheese, Refresher, and an Aghanim's Blessing for the side of VICI Gaming here.
I don't think they realized that Medusa doesn't have buyback. Otherwise, they would have just walked down tier 4s and tried to end the game. They might be able to do this one anyways, but it's going to take them a little bit of extra time. Emo has to cut waves or something like that. They cannot let this wave get into their base.
Oh god, free Ags for the Spirit Breaker. That's a pretty good feeling.
Yeah, I'm a 6-second cooldown on the Charge of Darkness now. If it wasn't easy to pop the Lincoln Sphere before and get that Dark Portrait anyways, it is now.
Yep. And onto the high ground they go. Gonna try and threaten this top lane of Barracks once again. A 20,000 gold lead. IG, a seemingly impossible defense here. Let's see if they can actually do it. Jump in from Irving. Normal punch does come through. Nice sniper, but a vacuum back into the 2-hero Soulbind. Charge on in the wall, holding them down. Nice Fiend's Grip in from Ollie the BKB. Protect him, Erica. He needs help. He goes down. Well done by Ollie, but you still got way more to deal with as a charge and a second wall comes through from the Darkseer. Emo able to escape. JT trying to stand his ground here on this. Oh, there's no chance. The Soulbot, the Spirit Side just aren't enough.
Even with the Heaven's Halberd off on the XM, even with your Weaver dead, he ends up buying back in the game. They just tear these heroes apart. And this last Rax, it's going to go down. Medusa is back up, but Emo by himself with the Bane, no Fiend's Grip. They can't defend this one, not to the Aegis, but they're gonna try.
They're just gonna try and do what they can here. In comes Emo, this nice Hex again onto this Weaver. Connects to finish him off. It's on the second side. Eric gets the time lapse last second, and now jumping in, looking for the illusions. Medusa caught by an ult bar. They don't even need it. She goes down, no buyback. Mega Creep's gonna be grabbed here for VG Gaming, turning their attention on over to tier 4. The Dark Portrait already there. The GG comes out. VG Gaming. What a sick game from them.
Absolutely. That last pick, Darkseer, I mean, it has been solved at the moment, but these picks coming out at the end still continue to be super clutch. Something you have to be worried about when you pick up Medusa, when you pick up Luna. This hero is still terrifying in one way or another.